It's a new day in the world of Star Citizen. We are on our C2 Hercules Starlifter. I'm certainly loving this ship. It's an amazing ship. Massive cargo bay, and the bottom of the ship, which is actually where we can store certain vehicles, such as the Aurora, I think it's the ES, is basically the cheapest one because that's all I can afford at this rate. We've also got the Ursa rover as well for exploring, but we'll get onto the Ursa rover later. Here is the Aurora. It's quite a smallish, biggish ship. I mean, it's like a big, small ship rather than like a big ship. It's not big at all, but it fits nicely here in the C2 Hercules Starlifter. We've also got the Ursa at the front there. Now we're on Hurston, and today we're going to be doing some mercenary missions. Well, at least we're going to try and do some mercenary missions. Although due to the dictates of Hurston, we can't actually buy any ammunition, which is what we need. So we're going to have to go to the nearby space station to go and acquire some ammunition for our weapons so we can do some mercenary missions. And because this is Star Citizen, we're going to access the space station in an extreme and unnecessary manner. We're going to take the Aurora ES, I'm pretty sure, out of the cargo bay of the C2 Hercules and actually into the space station, leaving the C2 Hercules just floating there, which is probably quite dangerous, but no one actually comes here and steals ships. This space station seems to be a pretty deserted place in the entire system. It's just so cool how we can just go straight out of the C2 Hercules just like that, and then of course extremely vigorously kiss the ATC man. I did not mean to do that. The repairs cost like 15,000 and we almost blew up. Now we can purchase the long awaited ammunition that we did all that for. I just bought like 10 or so we can just do some simple mercenary missions, and then we're going to return to our C2 Hercules Starlifter, which hasn't moved luckily. No one has stolen it, which is good, just what I wanted, otherwise problems would have started happening. Once we finally land in the cargo bay of the C2, which takes a bit of fiddling about, I spent like 5 minutes trying to do this. I'm not a very good pilot, and we all know that, but that doesn't matter because I do eventually manage to do it and land successfully. We're now back on Hurston going towards a bunker which is like under attack by some bad guys, you know, the usual stuff. There are some good guys there and they want their materials to be like recovered, although we will never get that far. You'll see in a moment. We're going to take the Ursa out and we're going to go there the long way just because I wanted to and try out the Ursa and see how it goes on this planet. Now the planet's terrain is quite rough and the Ursa may struggle dealing with it. We'll see in a moment an example of the Ursa struggling to deal with it. As there are many rocks and like cactuses, because this is of course a desert planet, so there are obviously going to be cactuses. Oh dear. Looks like we're upside down, must have hit a rock too hard. What an absolute waste of time, but it doesn't matter anymore because we're going to Microtech, because this rich person has just got their luxury cruiser boarded by pirates. We're obviously going to save them and hopefully get a reward and make us rich, although that's never going to happen. This luxury yacht is a 890 jump, which is the biggest ship in the game. We actually got an opportunity to fly one of these when I did a multi-cruise salvaging adventure in a past video, so go and check that out. That was like the last video we did. It appears there's some hostile ships about the place, although we're not going to deal with them, we're just going to forget they're there, although they will come back to haunt me in a minute, we'll see in a moment. The Aurora dealing with the pirates by itself, of course, it might not end well. Foreshadowing, by the way, make sure you stay on the video just so you don't miss that. Now we're boarding the massive 200 metre long 890 jump, this luxury cruiser yacht, super yacht thing. This is a massive ship, and it was very odd flying it actually. It felt like very big and not very manoeuvrable, you know what I mean? So clearly the pilots of the luxury yacht couldn't move away from the pirates who were boarding them, and all the rich people had to suffer, which is what I like to see, because rich people, they just don't deserve to be rich, do they? I mean, rich people, rich, and I'm poor, and very poor. Although we're hopefully going to get some money for this, as we're now shooting people. In a moment you'll see an example of my true FPS skills. There we go, he is now dead, look at that. I'm so good at this game. There's another one dead, just like that. There's only 14 left now. Looks like security on board has dealt with them. Of course, the security aren't probably not rich, so they actually like have some skill. We're going towards the hangar bay where there is the medical like section, so we can actually just set our respawn point, which is quite a good thing because this mission is quite dangerous. There's 20 bad guys, and you get 45,000 credits for this. Although we'll see if we succeed or not. So setting our respawn point is very good. Once we've set our respawn point, we can then proceed to killing more bad guys and saving the, well, there's no rich people left, it's just the security. Well, I guess that's kind of good because, you know, who likes rich people? Unless, of course, you're rich yourself, then you probably like yourself. Anyway, moving to the hangar bay, which is, I've just spoken about, massive. You can fit like a variety of ships in here, including the 300i. And of course, the AI is working very well because they are standing in front of each other. There is a good guy and a bad guy literally opposite each other. Of course, I'm not AI and can defeat the bad guy. Let's just take a second to appreciate how big this hangar is. The 300i is a big ship and it is sitting in this hangar like no problem. We're now moving to the rear of the ship where the cargo bay is because the hangar bay isn't enough. So there's also a cargo bay which can store like some ground vehicles. There's probably a few ships you can store in here. I think this like cargo bay is like half the size of the Hercules, which is still really big. And the AI is brain dead, so they do not react at all when I shoot them, which makes life a lot easier for me because I can get my 45,000 credits with a lot more ease and a lot quicker. Once we take care of the cargo bay, we can move on to the bar because, of course, the hangar bay, the cargo bay, and the swimming pool is not enough for these rich people, so they have to have an onboard bar. I mean, just look at this. This is actually an abomination. Anyway, we're dealing with more bad guys at the bar section. Of course, I would go to the bar as well. I'm a very hungry person, so I can actually sympathise for these bad guys. I mean, they are dealing with rich people, which is good to see. The last of the pirates were hiding in the main central area. Well, they're not hiding, but, you know, they're there. And this one isn't actually brain dead. It looks like I've taken a little bit of damage, which is not good. Well, I can easily heal myself and then go back. However, I did have a tier 3 arm injury, which means I can't actually heal myself all the way and my arm is a bit damaged. But we managed to deal with the pirate and claim our reward of 45,000 credits. Now we're going to the hangar because why not take that 300i? I mean, we can fly it off, which is quite good actually. We can steal the rich people's fancy ship. I quite like that. Although you'll see soon that more importantly we're stealing this ship for a good reason. So we go into the ship here, the 300i. It's actually like a very decent ship. It's quite like useless, but then it's only 700,000 credits to buy, and it looks quite fancy and posh. However, I don't think I'll buy one because I'm not rich, you know. Although when getting into the ship, I then hear some noises and see some flashing lights. It looks like my Aurora ES has had it. The pirates have just decided to destroy it, probably enraged that I just killed 20 of their pirate friends. Oh dear. Doesn't matter, we've got this fancy new ship now. I mean, it's not technically ours, but at least I can fly it. There are a few more explosions about the place. I don't know what they're doing to my Aurora at this point. Although, you'll hear another noise in a minute, which definitely confirms the death of my Aurora. Oh dear, that was a big explosion. They have just reduced my Aurora to shrapnel, and that was in smithereens, which is not good. Although we need to get out of here quickly, because now they've destroyed my only real ship, they're probably going to want to turn to my stolen ship. This was probably their only prize, because I don't think you can actually fly the 890 jump after you steal it. Although I managed to make a quick getaway. We're now going to Port Tressler, which is the orbital space station above Microtech. We're going to get healed up, of course, after our successful mission where we stole a 300i. We're now flying this beautiful masterpiece. However, we did lose the Aurora ES, which doesn't really matter. We've got 45,000 credits. All in all, I think everything's gone successfully. I would recommend subscribing now if you've enjoyed the video so you don't miss any more. And of course like the video so I can have an excuse to do more Star Citizen videos. I'm certainly enjoying this game. Yes, please hurry up and subscribe. It looks like there's an impounding missile. What is going on? Why are there red flashing lights? Oh dear. It looks like it's all going unsuccessfully.